Lawyers and limited scope retainers. What do you need to know? Welcome, I'm Russell Alexander. Welcome to our YouTube channel. We're going to provide some guidance and information on family law related questions. Remember to like and subscribe for more family law content and news. Today we're talking about limited scope retainers. What are they? Your responsibilities, your lawyer's responsibilities, advantages to limited scope retainers, when they are appropriate, how they can be successful. Let's start with the first question. What is a limited scope retainer? It's a contract for what lawyers call unbundled legal services, a tailored agreement to meet the needs of a client, typically completed over a shorter period of time. Fees can be charged as a block fee or at an hourly rate. Topics can include legal opinions, drafting services, coaching services, litigation services, legal research. You decide on what legal services to include in a limited scope retainer. First, you'll need to figure out what your case may entail. This can be provided with an initial consultation with a family lawyer. Second, you will need to establish what you can or cannot do on your own. Evaluate your own personal strengths and weaknesses, the responsibilities that you're going to assume, and also the responsibilities of your lawyer. On a limited scope retainer, the lawyer will only perform legal tasks he or she was retained to complete. The same duty of professionalism under a legal scope retainer and a general retainer applies. The rules of professional conduct apply equally. The Law Society of Upper Canada includes a rule delineating the appropriate conduct when working on a limited scope retainer. You will remain responsible for all other aspects of your family law matter. For example, if you retain a lawyer for drafting services, you'll be responsible for all the correspondence with opposing counsel or the opposing party, serving and filing of documents. You're going to be responsible for negotiations, going to court, just to name a few. There are some advantages to a limited scope retainer. It can save time. With less to do on your own, you can have more time to dedicate to other occupations. It can save you money. Hiring a lawyer to perform only legal tasks you're not comfortable in doing on your own allows for the opportunity to save money on some legal fees. Remain in control. Is a limited scope retainer right for all cases or all clients? Legal scope retainers may not be suitable where an opposing party is adversarial, where the legal issues are complex, for clients who do not have the ample time or capacity to represent themselves. Depending on the case and the circumstances, it may be in the client's best interest and your best interest to retain a lawyer for full legal representation. If your decision is to represent yourself in certain aspects of your case does not work out, you may be able to upgrade to a limited scope retainer or to a full general retainer. If you've taken all the necessary and reasonable steps to conduct your case up to date, the lawyer can take full carriage of your file under a full retainer. However, if you did not, considerable time will be required and steps may have been wasted, and it will depend on the lawyer's availability to provide competent and efficient legal representation. Will my case be successful on a limited scope retainer is a question we hear a lot. This heavily depends on your ability to manage the parts you're responsible for. Therefore, it's key to evaluate your time and ability, strengths and weaknesses, when deciding on a limited scope retainer. If you do not meet the procedural and substantive requirements for moving your file forward, or if you cannot present your interests in the best possible light, a limited scope retainer may not achieve the results you're looking for. However, if you're able to do so, chances of getting the desired result are possible. So what happens when my limited scope retainer is over? Once your lawyer completes all the tasks contained in your limited scope retainer, the solicitor-client relationship comes to an end. You are now able to enter into a new limited scope retainer if you have outstanding legal needs that can be met by another limited scope lawyer or retainer. However, a new limited scope retainer will not be required even if it is for the same or similar legal services. You may need to amend or enter into a new agreement. If you have some complex outstanding legal needs, then a general retainer, where a lawyer helps you from start to finish, may be a good idea, provided you have the financial means to do so. So in concluding, I want to thank our viewers and listeners. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can like this video. Look for our podcasts coming up. You can leave a comment at the bottom of the box, at the bottom of your screen. We're going to try to answer all questions we get at the end of each week. I'm Russell Alexander. Be safe.